And there we go. Good evening, everybody. Hope you are doing well. It is 7:30 on a Thursday night in October. And excited to be here. Ooh, sorry, we're out of breath. I actually had something come up at the last second, had to run, take care of it. Literally sat down like 3 minutes before we started. In any case, I've got a little bit of theme park news. I got some travel news. I've got a little bit of mail. Got a few other things, and we're just going to kind of be rolling with an Ask Me Anything tonight. So I hope you got your questions ready because we're going to have some fun with whatever you come up with, and those are always fun. So I'm really looking forward to your questions. Be thinking about them. And I mean, hey, let's really roll. Hello, Tom. Hello, ad on YouTube, right in my intro. That would be great. Sorry. And hello, Brian. Good to have you with us tonight. So happy to have you. We got all sorts of people here. I see Judy is here, and Tom is here, and Craig is here, and Patrick, and Catered Tomato. That's a great name. And we'll have a lot more coming up as the notification gets out. Hope you're all doing well. We are running towards the end of the coaster season at the theme parks. I need to put my phone somewhere that it's not going to make noise. Don't let me forget I put it there. I will forget. Most of the Six Flags parks are closing up here in about a week and a half or so. Silver Dollar City will be switching over to Christmas. I'm hoping, I got to check, see if Worlds of Fun will be open for Christmas stuff. I haven't even looked at that yet. If they are, I want to try and get up there for a couple days. And of course, I'm going to be actually taking off Tuesday morning, so 6 days from now. I'm leaving early in the morning Tuesday so I can be at Seattle Wednesday morning when my daughter actually arrives back from Japan in 6 months, from 6 months. And so excited about that. We will actually be flying. The way these tickets work, sometimes the way you go is goofy, but we will be flying from Seattle down to LAX because she got a super cheap ticket to go from Tokyo to LAX, cheaper than if she flew to Springfield or to Seattle. It was cheaper to fly to LAX and then go from there to Springfield and add my tickets on than it was for her to fly straight to Springfield. Weird. So I'm going to be flying down there and or up there and then down to LA, and then we'll be there for a couple of days kind of resting, let her switch back. We're not going to be hitting any parks because they won't be close, but yeah, Catered Tomato is going to be Silver Dollar City Monday. Awesome. I will probably be at work. So, and then getting ready to leave at a ridiculous hour. So, excited about that. And yes, Brian, Six Flags St. Louis closes October 29th. And that is about it. Yeah, so I know I'm not going to make it Six Flags St. Louis because they don't have Christmas stuff, and I've got these things. Let's see, tomorrow is job, Saturday is job, Sunday will be church and other stuff. Monday will probably be job and then packing to go, and Tuesday I'm gone. So yeah, my end of the month is going to be crazy busy. Would love to be able to make it out, but it's a long drive from LAX up to like Magic Mountain or something. So yeah, we'll just take 2 days. We'll camp at the hotel and we'll see what else is happening. So Judy had mentioned, where did it go? There it is. Nice backdrop. So as you can see, my studio was just about set and done. I got a couple things I still want to do with the shelves, but we're just about there. The lighting is actually good now. If you saw the confessions video that posted today, you got a better look at the backdrop and how it's going to work. And looking forward, I've got another video I literally filmed today and just finished editing for next week that also refines a couple little things. So I really like how things are coming out. So I hope you're liking the backdrop. I still want to work on my camera angle a little bit. That's not quite where I want, but it's almost there. Josh asks, is there any newer shows for Christmas at Silver Dollar City? They did revamp the Home for Christmas So it's got some new songs, new sets and stuff. That is probably the one new thing at Silver Dollar City for Christmas this year. I have not heard if they're keeping the same new songs for Dickens or what they're doing on that. And my dog is crawling around my feet for some weird reason. I don't know. But other than that, Silver Dollar City, far as I know, is doing the same things. So here's the one thing I can tell you. We will be at Silver Dollar City, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I know I never go. But with my daughter coming back, one of the things she was insistent on was, I have to see the pumpkins in the city. I've got to do it because she hasn't been able to do anything Halloweenish at all in Japan. So she is absolutely, we're actually going to be doing a red-eye flight Friday night out of LA to get back here Saturday morning so we can get Silver Dollar City Saturday afternoon and evening. So we will be there Saturday. So if you see me, if you're out there, say hi. Brian actually hits one of the pieces of news I was going to talk about. Is Fire in the Hole getting a revamp? No, Fire in the Hole is not getting a revamp. Fire in the Hole will be here next year, and that is going to be its last year. The reason I say it's not getting a revamp is they're building a whole entirely new ride over by Fireman's Landing that will replace Fireman's Hole. So they're not going to be revamping or restoring the old ride. It is getting closed after next year. They were hoping to do it for have the new ride open next year, but it's behind. So new ride will be summer of 24, maybe spring of 24, and next year will be the old Fire in the Hole's last year. So if you like Fire in the Hole, go ride it next year because that's it. And then it's a whole new ride that's coming in. No idea if it's going to be like the current one or upgraded or what. They haven't said anything, so I don't know. Yoshi, Daffy Duck, and Donald. Is Bugs still the mascot for Six Flags? Yes. They do still have the contract with Warner Brothers, so yes, Bugs is still there. And then Ron, I wish Dickens would go back to the old songs. We love the old songs. Seeing the new one a few times, it grew on me. But this is unofficial guess at what happened with that is that they were using these old songs which were actually copyrighted, and either their copyrights ran out or they're purchasing the rights to use those songs ran out and they didn't want to pay the new fees, or they hadn't paid them to begin with and got caught after a few years. So that I know that copyrights are why they revamped the music. And unless they decide to pay the fees to use the songs they used, they're not going to be able to go back to it. So that would be why. And hi, Mom. Thank you for offering to take me to the airport next week. Craig, supply chain issues for the new ride, manufacture the new ride. Yes, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly who didn't get stuff in, but something held up construction. There was something that was not happening the way it should. So, yeah, that's why it's delayed. So, let's see here. And yeah, Tom, that copyright issue. Yeah, copyrights are one of those things that it's a struggle. It's frustrating for both sides. As a video creator, it's very frustrating sometimes when I'm out in the parks, they're playing music, and I have to make sure I'm covering that music up, or you'll notice sometimes I'll have these really short, choppy clips. It's because I'm chopping up the music so it doesn't hit the copyright detection. So it can be very frustrating that way. At the same time, as somebody who has had their videos and photos taken by others and then used for them to profit from, I totally get why copyrights are out there, because I don't like it when people have taken my stuff. So, yeah, it's one of those that you almost can't win either way. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Other news that has come out this week. They have canceled the Play Pavilion officially now at Epcot. That is not happening. The whole pavilion, I guess now they decide, you know what? The revamp's going to cost money. We don't want to spend money. So no revamp, no Play Pavilion coming up. It has gone the way of Mary Poppins, and they haven't made an official announcement because they don't want to announce that they're not going to spend money. So that has been canceled. I'm waiting to see what else from the Epcot revamp gets canceled, or what they decide to charge more for. But yeah, so that was kind of disappointing because now the pavilion just gets to sit there again longer. Love to see them get something into the old pavilion, but let me see. Yoshi, the Muppets mascots that used to be Disney Hollywood were not made by Disney costume makers, different costume company. That's interesting. Maybe that's why they looked weird. Am I planning a collab with Devin from Legal Eagle? I actually don't know Devin from Legal Eagle. Grab a pen here. That could, there we go. Pen and paper. Yes, we have paper. I actually have to look him up. I don't know. I'm always looking for people to collab with. Speaking of the collabs, I did actually hear back from one group I was trying to do a collab with, people who used to work at Disneyland, and they were like, "Oh, it could be interesting. How do you fit in ours? We don't know how you fit in ours." And then it just kind of went. That was kind of disappointing. I'm like, it'd be nice to fit in yours, but it was actually a group. I'm bigger than they are, and I'm kind of going, guys, I can give you more. Oh well. But our church's broadcast got copyrighted because the gal singing sounded too much like the real thing. It could have been her singing. It could have been whatever she was using for background music. The background tracks a lot of times for churches will trigger the copyright things. It's really weird. So Patrick, people don't realize how spread out the theme parks are in Southern California. It's that old research thing. I mean, Knott's and Disney are pretty close, but then everything else, yeah. So it's very spread out. But then if you think about it, if you take Orlando and you put Disney and then Universal and then SeaWorld, yeah, it's closer than the others, but my phone is dinging. Hello. Who is dinging me during a live stream? It's one of you. Haha. Oh, okay. Greg's telling me a joke and it went over my head. Do I think Silver Dollar City would ever do Halloween tunes like they do for Christmas? One of the things that happens with Silver Dollar City, because this area is very conservative and because they do want to keep the Christian foundation, they don't do Halloween at Silver Dollar City. They will do fall, they will do harvest, they will do pumpkins. They don't do Halloween. So you won't actually see a Halloween-like event until some things change. Now they are changing. The whole pumpkins in the city is actually a big step for them. But no, I don't see them ever actually doing a Halloween event. I would love to see it grow to that point. I'd love to see them do trick-or-treating and like a parade, a fall harvest parade with lights and stuff. I think that would be awesome. I think it would be great to grow it like Christmas. I don't know that they will, though. So, John, am I going to see the train at Christmas? Absolutely. You bet I will be out there. Right now, we won't be there. I might try to get out there the Thursday, the very first Thursday. Maybe. I'm hoping. Actually, it would have to be Friday. It'd have to be Friday. I'm hoping to get out there the very first weekend they open. But Saturday and Sunday, we are actually, the first Saturday and Sunday in November, we're going to St. Louis to go see Frozen on tour. So we will be up there. I've actually got a church I'm going to be visiting up there as well. So if I don't make it there, then it's going to be trying to do it the very next weekend. But I will absolutely be out at Silver Dollar City for Christmas at least once, maybe twice. So, yeah, we will definitely do that. It's baffling why Disney refuses to spend money, especially in the case of Universal's big spend. Okay, so here's the thing that that's going on with Disney. You have Bob Chapek, who comes from a retail background. Retail is all about pinching pennies, cutting stuff, and making profits now. Who cares about the long term? spend as little as possible, make as much profit as possible. And especially when you've got record crowds coming in, the parks at capacity, they can keep raising prices and cutting stuff, and people still come. You're not going to see this current regime at Disney spend money on the parks. They don't need to in their minds. They don't want to, so they won't. And until you see attendance drop, and that's not going to be us that makes attendance drop, it's going to have to be everybody else that's flooding the parks. When they see attendance finally drop, then they will start going, oh, maybe we should start taking care of things. And that's kind of what's happening with Disney right now. As long as you've got Chapek in charge with his retail background and emphasis on squeezing every penny out, not spending anything, it's not going to be different. Higher prices, and especially, like I said, as long as the crowds are coming, the demand is there. Why do they need to change what they've got? So, let's see. Brian, do I need any park maps? Do I need? No. Do I want? Always. Always. Working on a short for Don Bluth. That would be really cool. I'd love to see that. Send me a link. Love to do it. Would I do a live stream some for Silver Dollar City? Yes, I actually have before. Really should at some point. I just need to figure out when my schedule will let me actually do it. So I even have, this is something, I don't know if this will work for live streaming from my phone or not. I actually do have a couple lapel mics that I can plug into the phone. I did try them out with the computer and realized that you can't see it. My mic's sitting right here. You'll see it on my table when I record. This thing still does much better sound than these cordless lapels. But yes, I would love to do a live stream from Silver Dollar City. Trying to work on some things with Silver Dollar City and hoping we can get some stuff. Judy, Dollywood's Lumunites have more pumpkins and fewer crafters. Silver Dollar City does have less crafters than it used to, but they're growing the pumpkins. I don't know that we'll ever get as big as Dollywood's, but I hope so. And Megan's here. Yes, you're a little late. It's okay. Won't hold it against you. Hey, Craig, I'm afraid I'm too much of a pixie dust addict to effectively boycott. And like I said, I don't think that there's going to be a boycott. There's some people talking about it, and honestly, people have tried to boycott Disney before, and it hasn't affected them at all. So I don't think it's going to be a boycott that affects them. Now, if we have a recession, that might. If people cut back vacation as a whole and Disney sees, like I said, those numbers drop, it's not going to be because of a boycott. It's just going to be because they're charging too much and not enough people are willing to pay for it. So that's basically what will change it. So park maps from Legoland. Yes, I win Legolands. Absolutely. Do I think Silver Dollar City would open up the big area like they do for the pumpkin party area for Christmas? Right now, I don't think so. They actually use that area partially for staging the parade at Christmas. So it does get used for other things. So there's other things that happen with it, but I do like how they've done that. I would not be surprised, though, after they finish the new Fire in the Hole, if they kind of revamp and make that a little bit more permanent looking rather than just the storage container stacked up. So I do think they will do a little bit more there. So what do I think about Andor? It's different. I haven't seen this week's episode yet, but it's been very interesting. I don't want to give any spoilers or whatever, but I have enjoyed it, but it's not a typical Disney thing at all. So why is Disney boosting the prices of merchandise? Because people will pay it. As long as people will pay it, they will keep raising the prices. It's called supply and demand economics. It's basic stuff. When there's more demand, prices go up. When there's less demand and more supply, prices go down. And Brian, I'm happy you like that video. Yeah, I still get that every now and then. But let me get a couple pieces of mail. I basically got 3 pieces, not a whole lot. But And Brian, did I see your message? Yes, I've responded to your messages. So, Tom, Andor, it's very interesting, very confusing at first. Yes, they do a lot of foundational building, and then it begins to come together later. Really, it was episode 4 or 5. 4, I think, before a lot of it really started to mesh and you begin to see some of it. And they still have other stuff coming up like that. Okay, so this is from Drew. And oh, that looks kind of neat. Falls Park in South Dakota. And I have not heard of this, but you can see the whole brochure there. That looks really interesting. Falls of the Big Sioux River. Cool. Thank you, Drew. I did get a letter too. Trying to figure out where to put this. From Kathleen and Leah in Canada. Haven't heard from them in a little while, so let's see here. And I did not get my letter opener ready. Hello, letter. Okay, well, worst comes to worst, we go with scissors. Craig's already given me bad Georges. Hey, my daughter didn't die on X2. Actually, it was still just X at the time. It wasn't even 2. It was just 1. She wanted to go. She wouldn't leave me alone. And she was supposed to keep the secret. Okay. Happy Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. There you go, Craig. Woofing you a furry fun time. Happy Halloween. I know. Craig's in there going, boo to you. And happy Halloween. Okay. Awesome parade. Craig. Ow! Hey, Willow, what's the best seat section to ride on Guardians roller coaster? The one they put you in. They basically assign you seats, so you get what you get. I don't know that it really makes a difference on Guardians where you sit. We only had, what did we have, Craig? 2 rides or 3? 2. We had 2. I don't think it made much of a difference where we sat. I really don't. So, some coasters it makes a big difference. Some it doesn't. Brendan, had nothing to do with that song suggestion. Yeah, give it a time. You'll come up with something. Brian, what is my favorite Halloween movie? I don't watch Halloween movies. Okay, well, I'm sorry. The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. There you go. That's what I do for Halloween. I don't do blood, guts, horror, monsters, and all that. So that'll be about as close as I get. Hey, Craig, yes, it's an awesome parade. Boo to You is an amazing parade. It's still probably my favorite Disney parade. Absolutely. Let's see. Just took a look and found the park maps that carried me while working at Legoland. That was very cool. I actually used to have a pouch I would carry, and I brought maps home all the time accidentally. So, Megan, gorgeous, gorgeous Guardians. Okay. Oh my goodness. I get scared when Megan and Craig and them. What about the classic Universal monsters? I have seen the old 1920s, 30s Dracula, Frankenstein. It's different. At the time, they were amazingly scary. They obviously they're not scary now compared to what we usually have. You know, and my mom I dressed as Dracula one year. It's something as I've gotten older, there's a lot I do enjoy. I love the costumes and dressing up and trick-or-treating and having fun. But I'm very much of a kid family friendly stuff. If it's not something I can do with kids, I'm probably not going to be doing it. And that's just how I am. So and I've never been into, even when I was in high school and stuff, I did not get into the whole horror, scare you, give you nightmares. Never been into Friday the 13th or any of those things. Just haven't. Just never really liked it. It's like, didn't necessarily get scared by it, just not my thing. So, going to Epcot and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on the same day. Sleep well. Go to bed early the night before because you're going to be tired after that. I would still go over to Magic Kingdom early. So uh, I think they will let you into Magic Kingdom at 3 o'clock for it. 3 or 4, something like that. Get over to Magic Kingdom as early as you can. It would be my biggest advice. So, what Christmas movie is a must-see that I watch every year? Goodness. Okay, so we watch the Santa Claus, all 3. Polar Express is our big family one. We will be doing the Branson Polar Express train this year. I have already been ordered by my wife and daughter, we are doing the Polar Express. So that is a big one. We usually watch at least one version of A Christmas Carol. Usually at least Muppets or Patrick Stewart or both. And then we do a lot of the Rankin Bass too, the old Rudolph and Happy New Year and stuff like that. So those are ones that we really enjoy. So, and yes, Mom, me too. She's going to. We will have everybody on the Polar Express train. And yes, Megan, we will probably let you know when we're doing it so you can join us too, because Megan is kind of there for a lot of stuff now. Judy, you'll shoot your eye out. It's funny. I never really got into the Christmas story, and my wife hates it. Don't know why. I do quote a couple things from it. It's kind of funny, but so yeah, Megan, yay, okay, yep. You think I'm going to do the Polar Express train and not have Margaret and Amber going, where's Megan? Yeah, I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Megan started off as a patron, then did a collab video with us, and close in the area, she hit it off with my daughter and my wife, and I'm kind of sitting there going, now I've got this other daughter I didn't know I was adopting. Geek Moto, only nigga with Legoland, working every day for weeks on end, and the Christmas music delayed February. Okay, that's kind of excessive on the Christmas music, but if you work at a theme park, the holidays are huge. When I worked at Disney, from the week before Thanksgiving all the way through New Year's, occasionally I would get like one day off a week. It was just crammed. It was crazy busy. So yeah, it was nuts. That's just what you get. Christmas at Silver Dollar City, you worked every day they were open. They're typically closed Monday and Tuesday, so you had a couple days to rest, but you worked every single day they were open. So crazy busy. You just expected a theme park that's open. So yeah, the pay is great, the exhaustion isn't. My dad just took his first train ride ever on your trip to the Scenic Railway a couple weeks ago. Really? See, I loved when I was in California. I got to ride Amtrak a couple times and just fun stuff. So really, I like riding the train. It's fun. So looks like the Walt Disney World Railroad was testing today. Ooh, good. That would be long overdue. Okay. So let's see. I do have a letter here from Craig. It says, hi, SirWillow. I know you've had mixed results visiting Cedar Point, especially with some of the people that go to meet and greets. Oh my goodness. I had this guy, last time I was at Cedar Point, this guy was following me around and I just couldn't get rid of him. I tried. I went to the saloon show. I bought a sandwich so I couldn't get into this next show. And no. If you don't know, I'm Rising Craig. But had a lot of fun. Yes, Craig. That's where Craig and I first met, with Cedar Point. I thought your alter ego might like this. Oh goodness. So he was at Cedar Point and he sent me a picture of this. And I was like, how much is this thing? I want to get that. Check that out. That is awesome. So love it. Yeah. Let's see. Is video freezing momentarily for anyone else? Okay, so it looks like I'm having a streaming issue. Wonder if my wife put on a movie. I can't tell. She's talking to somebody. She may have started a video call with my daughter. So, how is my new church job? Okay, so let me Let me know when you guys when it clears up. Hang on, I'm gonna. Margaret, are you video calling? Okay. I don't know. Not sure. Everything looks good on my end, guys. I'm sorry. My new church shop. For those of you who don't know, I am no longer pastoring a church. I am actually traveling around. I am booking various different churches to speak at, and hitting different places. So we're at a different church almost every week. Uh, we've got. I actually in the last week I booked 4 churches for spring. I now have so tentatively, I will be at a church outside St. Louis in Washington the first Sunday in November. I've got another church that we're working on booking in November for me to come speak at. I have 3 churches the week before Easter I'm speaking at. We will be out in California for a 4-day thing, probably in March, maybe June. We've got a few others that we're working on booking and stuff, but it's basically as I know where I'm going to be going, if I know in advance and I know I'm actually speaking, I will try to post it up on my personal Facebook page. But yeah, it's definitely a different experience trying to book these different churches. We dropped in on one last Sunday just to visit that we hadn't contacted before, and met the pastor, met some other people, not a big church. And next thing I knew, they had me sharing and speaking for a 10-minute window, talking about what we're doing, where we're going, and what's happening. And that was really cool. So basically what we're doing is we are going to be doing some international work, and we are in the process of raising money. And that means going and sharing what we're doing at different places. I do have to be a little coy about it, but so if you want to know specifics, I can tell you specifics by dropping me an email, because I don't want to get too preachy and other stuff. But it's definitely interesting. It gives me an excuse to travel around. So we have very much enjoyed that. Megan, Washington's your hometown. I need to talk to you, Megan. I'm waiting for my absolute definite confirmation there, but I'm pretty sure we've got a window. So that will be really fun. Any churches near Carowinds? At this point, not right now. I am definitely open. If you know of, I don't want to push this too much, but if you know of anybody that would be open to me coming to speak, let me know. Contact me, email, SirWillow@gmail. I'll tell you a little bit more there, and then I can get information sent to you and stuff. So do I have to pay to travel to the different churches? Depends on the church. If the church can't afford me to come and it's within reason, I will definitely still go. If it's in Missouri, I can get there without them having to pay for me. If it's something I've got to fly to, that gets a little trickier. But we do our best to work it out. But if a pastor needs a break and just needs me to come share and give him a Sunday off, I'm happy to do it. So depends upon the background. I'm willing to speak at other denominational churches, but I have to watch what I say. I'm Assembly of God. I'm one of them Pentecostal weirdos. So some of the churches sometimes aren't always comfortable with that, but that's okay. All right, back to theme parks. Cedar Point, yay! Okay. Parker, does it matter the denomination? No, like honestly, for me, it really doesn't. I would be very happy to speak at a Southern Baptist church. Whether they're comfortable with me speaking is a whole nother thing. But I'm happy to do it, and I won't get up there and start doing stuff they're not comfortable with. So, but no, I'm definitely willing to work with and flex on that. So let me know. Like I said, email me on the side. Steer back. By the way, so for my patrons and YouTube members, uh, we will have an opportunity with the Zoom calls. We'll be doing this next week. And if you don't know, my financial supporters do actually get video Zoom calls with me every couple months. We're doing them next week, and we'll be able to talk more in depth about that and some of the details and stuff than I will on a regular live stream too. You want to know more stuff, and they got to see this whole thing getting put together and all sorts of stuff. That's the way to do it. So Patreon, Zoom, or Patreon, YouTube members, Patreon's better. I can actually offer a few more things that way. There's some more options there, and they get access that the rest of y'all don't. So won't do things they aren't comfortable with. So you promise you won't sing when visiting a church? Generally, no. They usually have worship teams already, so they don't want me to do it. I can't understand why. Did Universal Studios get rid of Woody Woodpecker? Orlando used to have him. Woody Woodpecker's kind of dated. My generation knows who he is. My kids really don't know Woody Woodpecker. And kids now, they don't have any clue who he is. Same thing with a lot of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Huckleberry Hound, and stuff like that. You just don't see them. So I think they're phasing out all these old characters. I would not be surprised if Islands of Adventure does a major revamp of Toon Lagoon at some point, because Popeye people know, but a lot of the cartoons there, people don't have any idea who they are. Blondie and Dagwood and Marmaduke and Beetle Bailey. You talk to kids, people 25 and younger, and they're like, who? So I wouldn't be surprised if they start phasing a lot of that out. Does Disney still offer tours to the Castle Suite? No. In fact, they really didn't ever offer tours. There were some times, if you got one of the really, really expensive versions of Keys to the Kingdom, I think, there was an upgraded version that would let you glimpse it if there was nobody there. But generally, people have not been able to get tours. Even cast members, we didn't get the chance to look at the Castle Suite. It's a giveaway special thing, and they never really did offer tours of it. Just a glimpse on a tour occasionally. So people nowadays don't know what a real cartoon is. They've changed a lot. Definitely. So, but yeah, the Disney tours change all the time. So, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them go up in price too. Go up a lot in price. Oh, I know. This reminded me of one other thing. I was going to mention Cedar Point Top Thrill Dragster. My cats are fighting. If you have not heard, Top Thrill Dragster has been closed for a year after they had a piece fly off the coaster. They have actually removed most of the track down at the bottom. The brake run is gone. The station track is gone. I don't know if they've gotten the turnaround yet. The tower they have not touched yet. I would not be surprised to see them either start taking apart the tower in this off season, or they may do something different with it. There was reports they were sending track back to Intamin in Europe, which doesn't make sense to me since the track was all fabricated here in the States, and there's nothing they can't see in Europe that they can't scan and do here in the States. So I don't think that's actually really happening. So, but they are in the process of doing something different. It's not going to be like what it used to be. So, Craig, what about the World of Dreams tour? There you see, I knew Craig would pull up whatever tour it was. For a mere $12,000, you can see the Castle Dream Suite. From what I heard with those tours, they let you step into the little front room of it and go, ooh. There was other stuff that you did get to see in the parks, but you barely got to see the suite. So I always wondered, did I ever go to the Bear Show when it was in studios? The Bear Show? The one where Baloo was in singing about the bear necessities? Okay. I won't do it to you, Craig. But I'm not familiar with which Bear Show you mean, Parker. Let me know. So, do I think old school Looney Tunes was for adults or kids? Yes. It definitely had some things that were aimed at the adults, and honestly, I think um, I think that a good cartoon does that. It's entertaining for the kids, but it will throw some things at the adults that they will get and the kids won't. Uh, it's one of the reasons why we actually enjoyed um, some of the cartoons that my kids enjoyed watching on Nick when they were kids, because there was this other sense of humor there for the adults. Um, so, Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh yeah, I did actually see that as a cast member. It was interesting, but yeah, um, it was okay. See, Country Bear is much more my style, and Country Bear, of course, Megan loved Country Bears. That was probably her highlight of the trip when she went to Magic Kingdom with us, was going to the Country Bears with me and Craig and us having a great time. And Megan had never seen it. It was kind of scary. So, yeah, Country Bears is great. Bear in the Big Blue House live. So, and my cats are just being annoying on the stairs. But yeah, Brandon. Okay, so there's the line. There was no singing here. Okay. Um. So, anyways, the plan coming up. Trying to get on track here. So next Thursday, I have a video coming out with seven myths that people believe about Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World. In particular, working with them. There are a couple there that you will probably be familiar with. And if this video does well, I may follow up with that. I do. I've been. My mind just went. Saw a post about the train and I just derailed. Okay. So that is coming up next Thursday. I do actually have a video coming up. When I did my Knott's vlog, I had missed a lot of my video footage and couldn't figure out where it went. I found it this morning and went, so I put all my extra video footage into another clip that will actually be posted tomorrow for everybody. So I hope you like the Knott's footage. I do have a video for the San Diego Zoo that will also post next Tuesday. So that will show up. Looking forward to those. And then when I'm on the road, I will probably film something there. I'm kind of debating exactly what I will do there. And then we'll film the last day at Silver Dollar City some. I'll see how much my daughter wants me to film, because she may just like, Dad, turn it off, in which case I will do that. But hoping to be able to come up with something on this trip to Southern California I can do. I don't know that we will be able to do that. And then Christmas at Silver Dollar City we will do. I can, you know what? I need to see if Worlds of Fun has a Christmas thing. So let me look that up real quick. Because I was going to go to Six Flags for Christmas, and then they canceled all of their Christmas stuff, which is just really terrible. Like, why? Why do you do that? So let's see here. Okay, and Worlds of Fun. Wow, that's weird. They have 2 weekends in November they're open, and then they're not. So I may see if I can get there the second weekend in November. Maybe. I don't know if that'll work or not. But it doesn't look like Worlds of Fun is going to happen. So we will see what else I can come up with. Trying to work around work schedules and other stuff. But I am hoping to get some other parks. We will see how this next year goes. I'm not going to make big promises this time. Like, hey, I'm going to do this and that, and then watch them all crumble like last time. Because let's see. I think it was this time last year I was saying we're going to hit all the Six Flags parks and the Cedar Fair parks and go to Australia and maybe Japan and maybe the Netherlands. And none of those happened. Yeah, well, but We will see how that goes. But no, definitely looking for churches to book and amusement parks to visit and stuff like that. And if I can combine them together, all the better, because then I can combine the expenses. So, what's my opinion on the new surfing roller coaster for SeaWorld? It's new. It's going to be a roller coaster. I haven't been on it yet. Hard for me to form an opinion. Um, it'll be interesting. Kind of like the new Aquaman at Six Flags Texas. I've seen video of it test running. It looks interesting. I'll ride it. I have no idea what it's going to be like. If it'll be a cool ride or not. No idea. Craig, you did make it to both domestic Disney parks this year. Honestly, we actually ended up doing a lot this year, which really kind of surprised, considering the way things went. I got up to the Mall of America, which I had never been to. I got to Southern California twice for parks. So hit Knott's Berry Farm several days, did both Disneyland California Adventure, Magic Mountain, Universal Studios, the San Diego Zoo. So I had a lot in Southern California. Got to go to Florida and hit Universal and Walt Disney World and several things there. Had 2 Florida trips where I got to do a lot of things, and Busch Gardens again. So honestly, that was really cool how much of that worked out, especially with all the changes this summer with the house and everything else. So honestly, it's easy for me to say, well, I didn't get to do all this stuff, but honestly, we really did a whole lot of stuff that was amazing. Judy points out Iron Gwazi. Oh my goodness, that, you know what? Thinking about when I was doing my list of top tier coasters, I didn't put Iron Gwazi on there, and it should have been. It absolutely should have been. So that was great. Was the theme park inside the Mall of America? Yes, there's Nickelodeon Universe there, along with other things. Mall of America is a really cool place to visit. It really is. If you've never been to the Mall of America, go. It's got 2 hotels that are attached to it, so you can actually fly into the airport, take a shuttle to your hotel, and never step outside again. So it's great in the winter. It was cold when we were there. We were inside the whole time. That was fantastic. So, favorite ride, Silver Dollar City. Of course, it's the train. Duh. That's an easy one. So, I hope I get to do the big stuff I want to do eventually. You know, honestly, I am so grateful for everything I've been able to do. I would love to go to Japan. It didn't work out this time. Even if I'd been able to fly, Japan still has not opened itself up to tourists wanting to travel, so it wouldn't have happened. But I have been so amazingly blessed to be able to go places I never expected to go, to be able to travel and meet people. This channel has given me the opportunity to do stuff I never imagined I would. And I am so extremely grateful for that. Honestly, I can't tell you enough how much y'all have blessed me. The fact that I did this trip to Ohio and Pennsylvania. I've been able to go to Disneyland Paris, which is insane. Been able to travel all around the country and go places I never thought I would. And at times I never thought I would. And to meet people that it's really has been fantastic. So please don't get me wrong if I'm kind of going, oh, man, this stuff, didn't happen. But I've been able to do amazing things, absolutely amazing things. And then you look at my shelves here and the stuff that I have gotten to do and the things that people have sent me and the letters and gifts, it blows me away that people would even pay attention that much. So honestly, it really, I have been amazingly blessed. So don't, when I say, man, I would have liked to get there and it didn't happen. There's a little disappointment, I won't lie, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. It's really okay. So, do I have a favorite place to eat at Silver Dollar City? They closed the one I really liked eating at, which was kind of their Mexican food place. Best burgers in the park are Wagon Works up on the square. Best fries in the park. Oh my goodness, it's good. The pizza is amazing. I love eating at the smokehouse. The buffets are really good, especially at Christmas when you get the prime rib. Uh, Cinnamon bread. Go get the cinnamon bread. Um, yeah, just great stuff. So a favorite place to eat? Lots of them. I did a video a couple years back on amazing food at Silver Dollar City, and most of that food is still there. So it's really good. So, do I think Silver Dollar City would do a new Smith demonstration? I don't think they've got the established blacksmith stuff, so it kind of depends upon what he's making at the time. So, but um, probably one of the great things about the Disney YouTube community, meeting and making new friends. Just this particular YouTube channel as a whole, YouTube can be toxic sometimes. Absolutely. The Disney community can be very toxic sometimes, but this has just been really nice. Part of it at the early days, I kind of police the channel a little bit. I've got filters in place to kick off. So somebody posts inappropriate comments, I never even see them. It filters them out really quick. But so I've been really blessed with a great community. I really have, and it's made it easy to meet people and make friends. So I've been very grateful for that. What happened to the Mine restaurant? It's still there. They will open up busy days at Christmas. So if you don't know, when you go to Silver Dollar City, there's basically three places to eat on the square. They're all right next to each other. You've got the Mine, the Mill, and then I'm gonna forget the name of the other one. The Mill is the one that's typically open. That's your regular buffet place. Busy days, Christmas and stuff, they will open up the Mine as well, which is next door. They can actually take over the Mine's dining area from the Mill, but they'll have different kinds of buffets at each one. The last one is generally for groups to reserve as kind of a group meeting place. But again, Christmas weekends, they will open it up as another reunion hall. Thank you so much, Justin. They will open it up also as a restaurant too. So there are times when they will have all three open, but if it's slower, they will do just the Mill. So Craig, seems like it took longer than usual to get a verbatim favorite. Yeah, a little bit. So, but yeah, so there's always good food available at Silver Dollar City. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I kind of run through my other stuff. Anybody else got any questions? I mean, anything. Throw anything out at me. Well, okay, not politics. Let's not do politics. But other than that, see, it's all quiet out there. That's when I got my window open. I can hear the crickets outside. And my daughter's looking forward to seeing as she puts it the flying chicken nuggets. That would be the bats. Yes, we got bats. We got deer. We have a couple groundhogs that live right around the house. we have a very pretty area. What am I drinking? Dr. Pepper. Of course, usually it's iced tea. Tonight it's Dr. Pepper. So, thinking working at Kings Island either next year or the year after that. Any starting advice for someone just starting out working at a park? Long hours, minimum wage, enjoy working with people, keep a smile on your face. It's going to be exhausting, but it can also be the most fun thing you've ever done. Yeah, that's basically what I would say. Keep a smile on your face. People sometimes are going to be horrible. That's okay. You'll be able to get through. Is Crossroads Pizza my favorite pizza place at an amusement park? I actually am not a big amusement park pizza person. I like Crossroads. I do like Crossroads, but if I'm at an amusement park, I want something besides generally hamburgers, chicken, and pizza. I want something unique. So, when will the Twitch streams return? That is a good question. I have been so busy, honestly, that I haven't even had a chance to think about them, which is honestly really funny because I actually got a small check from Twitch the other day. I was like, I somehow made money on Twitch. I don't know how. Uh, I like to get them going again, but between work and the churches and other stuff, I don't know when I'll get to do it. I have been doing Disney's Dreamlight Valley a little bit, so that might be something to do. But I've got to figure out when. Hopefully soon, mid-November, maybe. I don't want to make a promise, but hopefully. I would like to do it again. It's just been trying to find time. So, be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Okay. Worked exclusively in food service, so I'm more than used to low pay and awful customers. Yep. You should be good then. Be prepared for the weather, depending upon what you're doing. So, can you still book a helicopter tour over Silver Dollar City? Yes. There are at least 2 different companies in Branson that fly helicopter tours, and they will take you over Silver Dollar City. It's cool. If you have never done a helicopter tour, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. I actually have not done one in Branson. I've done them twice down in Orlando, though, and it's awesome. It really is neat just to kind of fly around that low. So, Megan, haven't had time to start Dreamlight Valley yet. I'm excited. Dreamlight Valley is kind of fun. I haven't played too much. I've got most of the main characters unlocked. I have not unlocked Scar yet because he just got released. I finally started to organize my place a little bit. But no, I do really enjoy. I've enjoyed it. If you haven't played Dreamlight Valley yet, it's in beta. You've got to pay for it, but it will eventually be free. And think Animal Crossing mixed with Disney characters and get an idea. So, advice for someone planning their first Disney World trip. I have done a number of videos on this already, but look at the websites, look at the apps, pay attention to schedules and what's there. Don't go to Magic Kingdom and ask where Harry Potter is. There is a ton of information out there. Use the internet to your advantage. I can't tell you what rides to ride. I can't tell you where to eat because I don't know what you like. I don't know what you don't like. So look and see what's there and see if it would be interesting to you. Use your budget to decide what you want to eat and if you want to book something fancy in advance or not. Do your research on Genie Plus. The price is going up. We have found it very useful. Not everybody has. I will have a contrary opinion to many. I wouldn't mind seeing the price on Genie Plus go up more so less people use it so it doesn't impact the standby lines as much. But I like Genie Plus as a whole. I like higher price cut the line things. So, but do your research. That would be my biggest thing. If you have not booked anything yet, use a Disney travel agent. They don't cost anything more. They will book everything for you and save you all the stress. It really will. So the Disney agents are really good. So, Kobe, I guess you have missed this conversation about Fire in the Hole. So the big, huge building they are building in Fireman's Landing, right by the road, is the new Fire in the Hole. It is replacing the old one. Next year will be the old Fire in the Hole's last year, and then in 2024 they will open up the new one. The old one is gone. After next year, it's the building is old. It's in the process that they can't keep it up much longer. It's going to cost too much, so it's going to have to go. So they're completely replacing it with a new one at Fireman's Landing. So look for the new one in 2024, and then what's going in the place the old one? Who knows? I've seen a number of rumors. Several I don't think make sense. So. What's my thoughts on the Fastpass system at Silver Dollar City? Trailblazer depends upon what day you're there. Don't get it on a Wednesday or Thursday. Not worth it then because there's no lines anyways. If you saw my last video about Silver Dollar City and we literally walked onto Time Traveler, you don't need it on weekdays. However, if you're going to go, especially Christmas, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's good. It's definitely worth it. I like the way it works. Justin, I've heard a new train station. I have seen some people mention this. I have not heard anybody in the park mention a new train station. The train guys when I asked them about it, I didn't even get a coy wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They were just like, a train station in in the area where Fire in the Hole is now, in my opinion, does not make sense for a number of reasons. It would be very squeezed in. There's not a lot of room to build the station and the tracks because you've got the return tracks that are just down the hill. You would have to be moving and squeezing, and um, it just causes issues. The other problem is you've got an access point there that right by Fire in the Hole that goes down the hill to where crosses by Outlaw Run and then goes to the backstage area. They use that for the parade route. If you've got that as the train station, you have a major cross issue. It does not make any sense to put the train station there. It really doesn't. Especially when we leave the hole where it is now. So I think that the people that have said a new train station were doing some wishful thinking and dreaming. I don't believe that is actually Silver Dollar City's plan. They have not said anything, but like I said, when I have quizzed people in the park who would know, they've all kind of gone, that doesn't sound right. So I don't believe it's going to be a new train station. Does Silver Dollar City still have the petting zoo? I believe it's actually mostly closed for the season now. You're talking about the Homestead area. If you walk into the square and you turn left, you'll see a couple old houses that are there. They call them the Homestead. You go right behind them, and that is the petting zoo. Absolutely still does. Yep. One of our favorite areas to go play and relax and rest. So, and they usually have a gigantic bunny, and I mean a gigantic bunny down there. So, but kind of jumping back to Justin, there is one website in particular I know that's pushing the idea of the new train station. And the guy at that website really likes to pretend he knows a lot. Keep in mind, 75% of what he says never happens. This is the same guy that said they were going to build a whole new entrance to the park. This is the same guy that said they were going to take the amphitheater and move it over to the other side of the park, over closer to where the trams and down the hill by Wildfire is. This is the guy that has said a number of things about the train that are just plain wrong. So the website that's really pushing this idea of a new train station, let's just say that I don't agree with a lot of what he says and does, and most of what he has said has been bunk. So there's a reason I have quit hanging around a couple of the fan sites, because this guy runs roughshod over anybody who calls him out on his inaccuracies. And yeah. So what's that purple dragon in the background? It's Figment. It's the same dragon that's hiding back in that corner. It's Figment, of course, from Epcot. So I've seen the donkey once recently. Yes, the donkey is very sweet. He really is. How many trains does Silver Dollar City run on a busy day? Unless it's Christmas time on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Silver Dollar City will almost always run one. The whole time I worked there, the only time we ran two was Christmas time. The years before that, it was two at Christmas, one otherwise. I've had one guy that has posted, well, they ran two trains on this date in May. Set a date that I was there. No. They have had, in the last 2 years, they've had 2 or 3 days during summer, I believe, when they've actually run two trains because they had the staffing levels for it. But for the most part, they don't have the staffing levels to do it, because if you're going to run two trains, for one train, you've got 2 engineers. If you add a second train, now you've got 4 engineers, because they've got to trade off so you don't overwork anybody. For one train, you have at least 2 conductors. You go 2 trains, now you got to go at least 3 conductors, plus crowd control. If you're doing the robberies on a regular day, you've got 2. Well, you can't have 2 guys doing a robbery every 5 minutes. So now you got at least 3. And just the staffing levels just get so high that it's 1. So Christmas time is the one exception because of the way they do the shows, and they can they'll do it for about 4 hours at a time where they'll run 2 trains, but it's basically Christmas is the only time you'll see them run 2. So, Justin, may as well said they were going to move the cave. Yeah. It's true Silver Dollar City's been trying to buy land to expand the railroad. No. Nope. Silver Dollar City owns most of the land on 76 running out towards Branson West. They own land going all the way to the lake. If you look up a property map, Silver Dollar City owns a ton of land around that park. They're not buying it to expand the railroad. There is a possibility of a resort hotel, but they've owned plenty of land. If they want to expand that park, they can easily. They have other ideas for the land. A lot of it, they like having it sitting as empty as a cushion around the park. And they probably won't develop it. They may eventually, but no, not for the railroad. If anything, I am more inclined to believe that they will get rid of the robbery rather than expand the train. So that's just me. But no, they're not. No plans to expand the train ride at all. So, am I coming to Dollywood next year for the new coaster? Okay. Do I have it? Do I have it? Nope. I need to put a banner. I need to do the banner. Sure. Who's going to pay for it? Which I used to do, but I haven't had to do that in quite a while. I would love to go to Dollywood for the new coaster. I love Dollywood and Pigeon Forge. Right now, our focus is going to be on speaking engagements. My July is mostly booked. July and the first part of August. We've got a big trip in there. I don't know when I would go, and I'd really have to find a way to book a church around it to make it cost effective, and do that. So, wouldn't the proceeds from robbing Warden cover the labor costs? Oh, wouldn't it? Those poor robbers don't make as much money off the train as they used to. Inflation and all that. So, why do you think they don't run 2 roller coasters? Like Time Traveler does in all 3. I think I answered that already, Josh. It's staffing and expense, and the crowds aren't worth it. The train rarely has more than a 1 train wait, which means 20 minutes. The only time it really has longer than a 1 train wait is Christmas, when the line will literally go all the way down the hill. And that's when they will run 2, and running 2 trains, it will still take 20 minutes tops. So it's not worth running 2 trains any other time of the year, because they wouldn't fill them. It just is not worth the expense. So, like I said, you have to add in all the staffing and then all the preparation, everything else. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. That train will put 250 people at a time on it. They can, when they're pushing it, and we have pushed it, you do 750 to 1,000 people an hour with 1 train on it. At Christmas time, they will push that to 1,500 to 1,750 people an hour. When you've got a park that has 15,000 people, you can put everybody in that park on the train at some point during the day, for the most part. So it's just not worth the expense of running a second one. So, and as Ryan Idiot says, it's not like a coaster where you can just add another car. You've got 2 extra engineers you've got to do, plus all the prep time to get that engine going, and the train that goes behind it, plus all the extra staffing at the station, which you've got to plan in advance. So you basically have to double your staffing, as well as the extra fuel and everything else. So, yeah, finally got the where are you coming? When are you coming to? I really need to put a banner up for that. So, what are my thoughts on the price increases at Disney? Supply and demand. That's all it is. The demand is huge right now. As long as the parks are full, prices go up. Until the parks start turning empty, prices will go up. That's just the way it is. It has nothing to do with them thinking about, oh, we're pricing out the middleman. The parks are full. They will raise prices. Okay, say that again. The parks are full. Prices are going up. Until the parks aren't full, prices are not going to stop going up. It's just that simple. Not a fun truth. I know there's everybody, but I can't afford it now. I can't afford it now. Oh, well, they're not worried about whether I can afford it or not. They're more concerned with are they overpacking the prices? So, but any theme parks in the Caribbean? Nope, just private islands. So, but monthly roller coasters like wildfire. There's a number of reasons why they may or may not run multiple trains on a roller coaster. And it's something to be aware of. If you're at a park and it's a busy day and there's only one train, more than likely what it means is that there's mechanical issues with those other trains and they're trying to get them fixed. So if Wildfire only has one train running, and you can see the second train over in the workstation, it probably has some mechanical issue that they can't run it. And that's true of any park. If they're crowded, they got one train running, and you're going, why don't they have more on here? It's probably because there's something mechanical keeping them from doing it. It's not because they don't want to. Sometimes it's staffing levels. We have had times where we had a low staff day because we thought it would be dead, and all of a sudden we got slammed. Well, you don't have the people. So that may be another reason why they don't have it on. They generally try to aim the staffing levels and the equipment levels for what they think will be there, and then adjust for that. And if they end up going more than that, they are kind of stuck. But so Dollywood's Railroad is quite incredible. I love Dollywood's Railroad. It's very cool. Very cool. Wish they still did the robbery on it, but they've got some very neat trains out there. Silver Dollar City doing a Halloween harvest thing. You didn't see my video last week, did you, David? About pumpkins in the city. Silver Dollar City has one of the neatest fall harvest festivals out there. Really do. Check my channel 2 weeks ago. I just did pumpkins in the city. And then the craftsman during the day. Yes, very cool. Very cool. Outlaw Run couldn't run 2 trains last year because there wasn't enough staff. That's very possible. It could be the train as well. And also, the lines at Outlaw Run haven't been that big. They haven't really been. It's rare that they're long enough to need a second train. Its ridership has dropped pretty big. It's gotten pretty rough too. So it's not like it was the first few years that it was open. So great video about Silver Dollar City. Yeah, that other guy. I had this guy tagging along with me that was just like, would you go away? But you can't say that to them because, that would be kind of mean. But no, Brendan was with me too, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely go check out that video. You get a good idea of what they do. So actually, recently I had a trip to Cedar Point. Really busy running one train in Millennium Force. Yep. Either staffing or mechanical or both. And that would be why. So yeah, that's kind of your answer. Anytime you're kind of going, why aren't they running more? It's either because there's something wrong with the other train and it's just not ready to go out, hasn't been cleared, or they don't have the staffing levels to be able to add it. If you're on one train, you can run less operators because you don't have another train coming up pushing it out. So you can take a little more time loading it. If you've got 2 trains, you typically, depending upon the ride, have to add 1 or 2 operators to speed up the operations to make sure that the trains aren't overlapping. They don't bump. They keep them on different braking sections. But you want to make sure that you got the train going out of the station before the other one's kind of rolling up. So just for efficiency's sake, not safety, but efficiency. So that's basically the biggest reason there. So I think I like Silver Dollar City short trains and have Dollywood's bigger, more realistic trains. It's interesting. See, Dollywood's engines are a lot bigger. They run a bigger gauge than Silver Dollar City's. And so they can load a lot more cars behind them. It's a very different train. Silver Dollar City runs a 24 gauge track. That basically means the track is 2 feet apart. The engines they use, they initially ran a little Davenport engine that was owned by Henry Ford at one point. The train's actually sitting right next to the station now. You can see it. It could only pull like 2 cars behind it. That engine is the reason why the robbery actually took place, because it would have to stop at the bottom of the hill and build up steam so it can make it up the top. The new engines don't have to do that. Not at all. And they can pull more. They're bigger engines, but they're still nowhere near the size of Dollywood's, which are huge engines. But yeah, that's basically the difference. Let's Let's see here. Josh, does Dollywood have a Halloween thing like Silver Dollar City? Silver Dollar Cities is actually based on Dollywood's. So the pumpkins in the city that you see at Silver Dollar City, it started at Dollywood. Same idea, but it's bigger. Everything's bigger at Dollywood. Um, it's true. They've put a lot more money investment in Dollywood than they have Silver Dollar City. But you see a lot more. So the idea started at Dollywood and then it's come to Silver Dollar City. So what you see Silver Dollar City doing, Dollywood does the same, but bigger and better. So that's pretty much what it is. So hope that helps. My throat is starting to dry out. So I think we've covered. Let's see. Do I know Joe? Works at Outlaw Run, also a YouTuber. I don't offhand. And he's still working at Silver Dollar City, and he's actually doing videos. He's a brave man. Let me write down his channel. What did I do with my pen? I lost my pen. JLW Games. Okay, I will write that down. I'm honestly, though, one of the reasons that I won't go back to Silver Dollar City to work, among a number of them, is because conflict of interest. They would want me to cut back on the videos that I would do because I would be representing the company officially. So, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. So that's interesting. He's doing that. I hope he's careful with what he does. Does Silver Dollar City decorate all the rides for Christmas on the inside? Depends upon the ride. Some of them, well, there's only a couple rides on the inside. Flooded Mine and Fire in the Hole. And Flooded Mine has done some. So you can tell which is the flagship park. Yeah, Dollywood's gotten a lot more love. So, Josh, would it consider Dollywood a testing park? No. Dollywood is the flagship park. Okay, so 2004, Dollywood was like this. You had one end up there, which would have been where the Arrow, oh goodness, Tennessee Tornado is. The other end was where Thunderation is. There was nothing else connecting. And in 15, 16 years, they connected the end, made it a big loop. They've added, oh goodness, 6, 7 roller coasters, multiple other rides, expanded huge. They've added a resort. Silver Dollar City doesn't have a resort. The water park and just all sorts of stuff. Dollywood has more than doubled in size. Silver Dollar City in that same time period has gotten, let's see, they remodeled, Powder Keg was a remodel of Buzzsaw Falls. They added Outlaw Run, they added Time Traveler. They added the Splash Ride. That's basically it. Everything else has been a remodel or a replacement. Silver Dollar City, outside of adding the spur for Outlaw Run, really has not added. And actually, even that was just an extension of the Barn Swing spur, which is already there. Silver Dollar City has not grown anywhere near like Dollywood has. So, yeah, Dollywood is just huge compared to what it was. Dollywood's gotten the investment. A test park, no. If anything, Silver Dollar City is kind of the stepchild now. So, but how long does it take to put up the Christmas lights? They start in July. No joke. July, August, September, October, and then next week, all sorts of stuff. So, lots to go. Yeah, it's huge. What about Fireman's Landing? Fireman's Landing replaced Geyser Gulch. It was a remodel. They took down the old Geyser Gulch structure and put in Fireman's Landing. It's not really a new area. It's a remodel and revamp. So it added a couple rides. And honestly, okay, so other rides at Fireman's Landing. The balloon ride used to be at $50 Holler. The drop tower used to be at Celebration City. So they moved it over there. They redid the ball house, which Geyser Gulch already had the ball house. The Dalmatians, I'm trying to remember where that was. That's a remodeled ride that had been in the park before as well. I think there's one actual new ride in Fireman's Landing. It's a remodel and revamp. That was Geyser Gulch. My daughter worked in it when it was Geyser Gulch before. So, yep, it's not new. So, per Google, Dollywood is 150 acres compared to Silver Dollar City 61. Dollywood would have been probably closer to the 60 to 70 acres back in 2004 when I went there the first time. So, yep, they've more than doubled it. Silver Dollar City has the land. They just don't see it. They could totally turn Silver Dollar City into the size of Dollywood. Attendance is closer, 3 million versus 2.2. 2.2 is a little high for Silver Dollar City, but when I visited Dollywood one time, it was half that, 1.5 million. So they've just upped it because they've invested so much in it. So yeah, it's just all the investment. So let's see. Since Hollywood's bigger, and Silver Dollar City puts up 6.5 million lights. Last I heard, it was like 8 million at Dollywood, something like that. It's a huge number. So, Josh, have you ever got to the train at the end of the cave? I've actually done the cave tour when the bottom was flooded, and you could walk down. You had to walk back up. So it does happen. Jake, do I support the movement anti-trim brakes? No. Trim brakes are there for a reason. Trim brakes are for safety stuff. I'm a safety guy. As an example, those of you who don't know, a trim brake on a roller coaster slows the train down. I have been on Montu at Busch Gardens when the trim brake at the end wasn't on. It hurt. It hurt. I don't like trim brakes on drops, but trim brakes are there for a reason. And a little group of people trying to make a petition to get trim brakes removed is not going to make an effort. It's not going to make any impact on them. They're going to go for safety every time. Sorry. So, but in any case, lots of stuff there at the end. My throat is literally drying out because I've been talking so much, and it's almost 9. We got early morning tomorrow. So I hope you all have had fun. I've had a lot of fun answering a lot of this. We've been kind of going some different directions, which has been cool. Again, for a couple of those things, drop me emails if you are interested in the church thing or knowing more about that. I can definitely put you some connections there. If you've got other questions about the parks and working at them, ideas for videos, send me notes. So, and Jake, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't slam you down too much. Didn't mean to do that on the trim brakes. It's just, I'm a safety guy. The one time you'd hear me yell mean at people at parks was a safety thing. So, but would love to hear your feedback, your comments, ideas, what you think about the backdrop. Videos coming. Again, we will have an extra Knott's video tomorrow. San Diego Zoo coming up next week, and Disney Myths coming up next week. So lots of stuff like that. But I'd love to hear your feedback. Please don't hesitate to leave in the comments after the video or in the chat box and stuff. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Honestly, y'all make this so much fun, and I really enjoy it. So thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will touch bases with you all soon. So have a great one, everybody.